Welcome you back to BLACKSITE, and tonight we're going to talk about China being sued for $20 trillion. There's an American lawyer here in our country who's suing China, and I think Bill Barr in the Justice Department should be suing China. I think every American should be suing China. I think the world should be suing China. I think they should be taken to the World Court for their negligence to the world. But the arrogance of the Chinese government, the arrogance of that leader, what's his name, Ping, whatever the hell his name is, he's walking around smiling, talking about the coronavirus is Europe's and U.S. Chernobyl. This is the arrogance that these people have in China. This is the arrogance that Politburo, whatever the hell you want to call it, over in China, is saying about America, that we started the virus when everybody knows that it came from Wuhan virus, came from the Wuhan province, and it possibly came from a lab. But no, their arrogance shows constantly, and to where they are threatening the United States to cut off drugs, cut off any manufacturing that could help us through this virus. This is the type of people we signed over our manufacturing to. When we signed NAFTA, the World Trade Organization, and all these different deals to send our manufacturing over to China, this is what we get in return 30 years later. We get this type of arrogance, this type of nastiness, this type of cruelty to the world. Hundreds of thousands of people are dying around the world because China did not want to tell the world that they had a killer virus, that they had a pandemic on their hands. But we supposed to sit around because this clown who runs the World Health Organization, whatever the damn name, Mohammed something, he's from Ethiopia, and did many of you know he belonged to a socialist communist party? So he's connected and bought off by the Chinese. And remember, in early January, he refused to say this was human to human contact. So China hid it for another 10 days until they came out with the truth that this virus was passed on from human to human. We have to understand that we can't let this country get away with this nonsense. And all this political correctness, all this so-called xenophobia by the left. You got Hillary Clinton out here parroting Chinese propaganda against America. You got members of the left in Hollywood, in the entertainment community, parroting the propaganda for China. A country who cares less about their own people. They willing to sacrifice millions of people that their government will survive. Now, did you hear this story about 21 million cell phones went idle in China? That they're no longer in use? What happened to those 21 million people? We don't have any real records of how many people died in this virus if they're not still dying, because they won't let anyone in their country. When the doctors came out late December, early January, tried to tell the government in the world that this virus was extremely dangerous, no one in the government paid attention to them. Matter of fact, they arrested them. This is the type of government that should be held accountable. They should be accountable in front of the world. But they won't. And let me tell you something. Yes, we should ask for reparations. Yes, we should ask for debt forgiveness. Every country should. Because you can't let a government, a rogue regime, and this is what it is. It's a rogue regime. And for all those people who've been bowing down to China for the past 25 or 30 years, just because you could sell your products over there in China, just so you can make millions of dollars, And you know what they're doing over there to the Uyghurs. You know what they do to Muslims over there. You know that they harvest organs over in China. They break any kind of international law that you can think of. But they're never held accountable for their actions. They have virtually destroyed the world economy. And they're sitting back laughing at us. This is the arrogance that these people in the Politburo up in China have, that they're untouchable. How long can we let this go on? We should bring all manufacturing back to America. And if this did not teach us a lesson, we'll never learn. We should not have 98% of our drugs made out of this country. Why? That means they can hold our whole medical industry hostage if they wanted to. But we let this go on because we wanted easy trade deals, cheap labor, more profits. Now it has come back to haunt us. Somebody has to hold China accountable. And if you don't, they'll do it again. So it's just like a child. If you don't discipline the child, what do you expect? You expect that child to act properly, correctly? No, that child will keep doing something wrong until that child is disciplined the way they should be. China has to be disciplined. They have to be found guilty of war crimes. And this is not war crimes, health crimes, economy crimes. Every crime you can think of, they should be held accountable for because of this virus. I want to thank you for listening to BLACKSITE. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, and share this video.